Welcome back to Legendary Live, everybody. I'm able to keep talking about posters, but I'm aware that Robbie in particular is on a bit of a tight time schedule. So, before the break, I hope everyone has had fun in the meantime. I'll do a little recap as to where we are. I believe that you have fled Smith City towards the Black Dragon, a Easterling ship, taking Moon's Glow away from it all and fulfilling our heart desire to go to beautiful elven cities, which she is paying for because your attempt to negotiate passage didn't go so well. But anyway, you're on a ship sailing away from Smith City and towards Tourmaline. And when I say you, I mean Christabel, Shining Star, Girl, assorted dogs of various types, Moon's Glow. Not to forget Champ, the feathered cave slug. My notes are a little hazy on the subject of
You're
whether
also
you
missing our blonde-bearded, open-shirted wolfling.
I was going to.
Right.
I was just going to check that he was indeed aboard ship and would be Snaps the wolfling. Just kind of following along, keeping an eye on Girl for Adolfo the
With his
mysterious.
report belated until maybe never.
Right.
Well, indeed.
That's what we're hoping. Wait, did Snaps have a beard? I forgot that.
I was just editing the video, which recorded just fine. I was just taking a little break, and so that's why it's not up yet. But the description that I just provided was a very sterile version of Rod's introduction of him. So, yeah.
Yes. My notes say scarred chest, which he shows off, but I'm sure he does also have a beard and blonde hair.
Fluffy
Right.
blonde beard.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
As I say, you're on board ship. It's a Eastern-looking. What's the word I'm looking for? Non-culturally specific ship, because Easterlings are some amalgamation of everybody living basically any distance.
Well, if we
and-
had a contest right now to tell the difference between a sloop and a galleon, I would fail it.
Right.
And the word for the typical East Asian ship is now a crude form of slang as of the modern generation, so we can't use it. So.
No, cool. But it is in any case a ship, which is A, the important point, and B, nice and generic. As I recall, Girl had been making friends with some of the crew. Sailing out across the sea. I believe at the point where we left off, it was the sun was going down into the west as the ship made its way out of the away from the locks leading from Smith City and out into the open sea. I'm sure various things will happen. Is there anything in particular anyone's characters want to do while aboard ship?
I actually think Christabel is going to go to Star and say, I had this business idea, but I need your help to try something out.
Sure.
Is this discussion happening on deck?
No, down in the cabin.
Okay. Carry on.
Now, if you can lie on your face with your shirt off, I will put Champ on your back and guide him by placing small morsels of food to give you a refreshing massage. I mean, I've done it to myself, but I just need to know if this works on else.
I didn't need to know that part.
Is this a thing you're... Okay.
Slug massage it is.
I think
All
there
right.
should be some role associated with this. Shall we go for a tame roll?
I was hoping you'd say that. Trying to lean into my strengths here, so.
What is the outcome you are hoping to achieve? A nice, relaxed, shining star, or anything more specific?
Mostly, I'd like her. I'm hoping to get her feedback that this is indeed something that someone would pay for. Sourcing slugs might be a problem in the future, but in terms of just selling the slugs outright. But this way, anyway, I'm going to roll these dice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, never mind. That is an inferior result, so presumably this is just not something that.
Let's have a look.
So
We're
how
going to
does
remember
Shining
this.
Star feel?
My feeling is maybe Champ hasn't been getting the love he needs, and this is why it's not as effective as you might.
Oh, I see. He's recalcitrant.
Uncooperative.
Is that what you're saying?
So he does a little bit of crawling around,
You know.
but perhaps
So
not
I
as-
will say tolerantly, when's it going to start?
Okay. Looks like he's a little out of sorts. I really need to spend more time with Champ, I guess. You know, I've been thinking when we get to Tourmaline, I mean, it seemed pretty likely that your sister's the only one who's going to have a stable living situation. And I probably have to just give the dogs back. Not that I took them, but she should probably take the dog.
Okay, well, I'm certain that Snoopy, or whatever you named them, the name comes into Shining Star's mind from somewhere, will be sad to see you go. But so you know, I don't really have much interest in a lifestyle associated with my sister's way of life. So I am open to suggestions and interests. Tell me, what do you mean by your pet shop idea? And what sort of
Well-
pets exactly? Because if you don't mind me saying, and as I think we have just proven, Dave, what's your cave slug's name again?
Champ.
Champ. Champ seems a little attached to you personally. And so putting him to work for the sore backs of aging elf ladies probably isn't going to be top of the list. And you won't have any green dogs. And you see, this is my problem with you and this idea of a pet shop. I don't really see you relinquishing the beasts into the care of others, money or no money.
Well, I see your point, but working with animals is the only real life skill I have. Well, never mind. I guess I could wait table. That's not really a long-term plan, though.
No, I think we can probably come up with something interesting regarding animals, even if they are cave slugs. But I was just thinking that was just sort of my thoughts on the whole commerce of animals thing. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe maybe we can learn more about the uses and treatment and functions of interesting animals in Tourmaline. Maybe there's something interesting there. In the meantime, I am going to go up to deck. I'm going to get some way to maybe rinse a little, considering all, no offense to Champ. And then I'm going to see how Girl's doing and relax up there. It's so nice to be here on this nice, safe ship with nothing happening and with no troubles in sight. There. I said it.
Lovely. I have no problem with you going up on deck. Robbie, is Girl around for a bit of a chat as Shining starts to do?
I think Girl would be up on deck. One thing that Girl would be interested in is asking about a doctor or an apothecary who equipped to take care of the injured or ailing.
Are you still a little bit injured?
I'm looking to have a conversation with somebody who might be on board, who might have
something you can get high on, I think.
Oh, is that what we're talking about? Okay, I see.
Right. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Let's
preferably something calming.
and sleep inducing, I think, would be something I'd be interested in.
I'm going to go and look through those little herbs and things. Just for future reference.
In that case, Robbie, it sounds like maybe you need to make a charm roll to see if you can talk to the various sailors who are around to see if you can find who you need.
Yeah, well, and what might boost this is I had earlier met a very young sailor who was actually getting sick.
That's true.
And so if I could find him, because he may be somebody who would have sought out some.
Yeah, cool. Okay, you can certainly find Lipo, the green in various senses sailor, and see if he can help you out with.
If I find him, I would go up to him and ask him if he's still feeling a little sick, and if he found anybody who was able to help him. So
he looks really what's the word I'm looking for? Not exactly shifty, but he doesn't want anyone else to overhear that he did indeed go and talk to the doctor, as he calls him. He doesn't want all the other sailors to know he's getting seasick, because he's wants to make a good impression, but he does tell you and point you in the right direction if you are also feeling poorly. So you can certainly go and find in the bowels of the ship. You can, in fact, follow your nose pretty easily to the right room, where the sailor who doubles as the ship's doctor, as you approach the sort of, it's not exactly a cabin, but the area where he practices his medical skills. He is somewhat wild-haired with a long moustache and beard, and surrounded by interesting-looking bottles and herbs and potions. You'd like to have a chat with him?
Introduce myself as Girl and say that I've ship before, and I'm feeling very, very anxious, and I would be interested in. I usually have trouble going to sleep. That this evening is going to be very restless. I have some type of that can help me to sleep.
Cool.
Cut weed acquired earlier and say, I think I have something that if you are interested in.
Okay. So it sounds like you're proposing some sort of bargain. Be my guest to roll bargain and see how this goes. Which is under charm.
This was a feeble attempt.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
No, our rolls are just kicking in just fine. A lot like last time. I just did a little perusal of the herbal contents of the rulebook with a couple of things in mind. And there are a couple of, shall we say, stimulants in there that might look fairly familiar. But there is no merely relaxing, enjoyable kind of get high, hang out sort of substance. So Legendary Lives is not blessed with that.
Sadly, no.
Surely we can read between the lines.
Well, I was thinking of that very first entry along those lines. I was attempting to do that, and the very first herb might qualify.
Indeed. But sadly, his bargaining skills did not suggest this was going to be successful. So, obviously, this Sabuku, as he introduces himself, happy to take your cutweed off you, and exchanges it for be fun. Some other he offers you some strange dried stalks. Which perhaps, if you want to try to identify, you could. He says you need to smoke them and it'll sort you out.
Yeah, I would try to identify what is he saying what they are, or is he just saying that this would be something?
Oh, it'll be good for you. It'll make you feel a lot better, I'm sure.
Can I
roll? Catastrophic failure.
Yes. So, fancy roll to identify them. As you, I don't know if you're hanging around to do this, looking suspiciously at him or not, which you can, or if you're going to wait until you're a bit further away to make the roll. Next
this one.
How'd you do, Robbie?
Sorry, I'm afraid I missed some of the words there, Robbie.
Some result. I rolled a 100.
Oh, okay. In that case, I think we can assume that you easily recognize this was lion herb.
Wait, is that like the stimulant?
It is one of the stimulants.
I just read about that one, and I actually tagged that one as the coca of the bunch.
Indeed. Well, yes, although... and obviously you know that this is a stimulant. Smoking it can make you feel strong and powerful and sharp, although taking too much of it would reduce you to a as the book says, giggling but nothing fool. So, as I say, you easily recognise this, and perhaps somewhat shamefaced, and perhaps it is obvious on your faces, the somewhat shamefaced Doc realises that you were onto his joke,